G'day mates, in today's video I want to kick off talking about the placement cups and how many massive pros came back to the game to play it. We had Mongraal, UnknownxArmy, Colazo, Reverse 2K, things are looking great and the player base was up by almost 40% in most regions. Also, I want to talk about a crazy new phase trick that Martoz has just popularized that honestly, if you don't learn this, you're going to be at a massive disadvantage. This isn't just some tricky, cool thing to put in a montage. This is going to be a game-breaking phasing trick that you need to learn. I also want to talk about the My Hero Academia update. Along with it, we got 4 new skins, a ridiculous new mythic, and some free cosmetics that you guys can unlock. There's lots to talk about. Let's just jump into it. Before we get into talking about the My Hero Academia update, I do want to talk about the Placement Cup, the first in-game major competitive tournament we've had of Chapter 4 and how it went. Firstly, numbers-wise, it looked amazing. Courtesy of Boop, who got these stats from Kinch Analytics, we had a 40% increase in the amount of players playing in the EU Placement Cup versus last season. 40% increase. Clearly people are enjoying Fortnite right now. They're getting back into competitive. I think a lot of that is the fun new items. I know you're going to see a lot of pros on the timeline complaining about them, but for the first time in so long, watching this Fortnite tournament felt like I was watching Fortnite. The hammers are crazy, but they're fun. They're exciting. They could be balanced a little bit more, but ultimately you can't argue with the stats. The vibes are there. A lot of people are playing the game again. The stream viewership numbers are up, and I did hear a lot of pros like Clicks, like Muzz come into my chat while doing a viewing party and say they were actually really enjoying the way Fortnite plays out now. It feels a bit more goofy, but that's how it should feel. Not only that, it's brought back a whole bunch of big notable players as well. We have Mongraal, UnknownxArmy, and Reverse 2K and Colazo, all notable figures who were competing. Or I wanted to answer this one. People keep asking me what's going on with Mongraal. He wanted to compete. He was streaming. He was ready to play, but unfortunately couldn't find a teammate, which is fine. It's only the Placement Cup. That means we can see him play the Contender Cup or the Divisional Cups when they come back in January. This wasn't his last chance to compete and now he's done, but he is looking to compete, which is super exciting. We had UnknownxArmy who did compete and very unfortunately for him only missed out on qualification by 1 single place. He came back for his first major tournament in such a long time and he was on a tie break, not able to qualify, and he was messing around having some fun. He was all dressed up wearing a suit and honestly the vibes were great. It was really fun to watch UnknownxArmy play a tournament again. And we also had Colazo coming back, who previously has moved on into Apex and playing COD, and he's come back with the new Fortnite updates. We saw Reverse 2K competing, who Reverse looked like he never left. He was dominating. He was fine. He was having a little bit less fun. I did notice the last game of his when he was using the hammer, he found it a bit frustrating, but of course, Reverse 2K has been around during what I would say probably is one of the more modern golden eras of competitive Fortnite. Was absolutely dominating during that mid-Chapter 2 era when Fortnite was fun and goofy, but really people did enjoy it. But it was very cool to see him back. I'm sure he's going to be playing round 2 today, and I wanted to include this because it just shows that Fortnite competitive isn't dead. It was potentially maybe dying towards the end of Chapter 3, but bringing some of these fun new items, making the game fresh again, it's really brought a lot of people back. Casual players who want to get into competing and notable pros from the past. I don't know if we're going to see like people like Benji Fishy coming back and competing, but right now things are looking really good. We did unfortunately have a couple of issues where people's first games didn't count on EU. We had Malibuka getting a 30 bomb game that was disallowed. He still qualified anyway because Malibuka and Thomas HD are crazy, but this really affected a lot of other teams. But I've woken up this morning. I'm now filming this, a couple hours before round 2 starts, and it looks like they're trying to fix the leaderboards. There's now a whole bunch of weird blanked out areas and names, and it's kind of going all crazy. I can potentially foresee this causing an issue for the leaderboards today and who's able to play, but I really hope it doesn't. But outside of that, everything did run pretty smoothly. There are a couple glitches in the game right now. I wanted to mention some of them because it might help you to not have them or how to get rid of them. If you're getting any of the stuttering glitches that you get after using the hammer, where you can't really move and you can't do much, either use the hammer again, or if this isn't safe to do, one of the easiest ways to fix this is actually to edit a baby wall, edit the top 2 rows out of a wall so it's just the tiny bottom row, and then sprint vault over it. That fixes the majority of the movement bugs in the game right now, so I hope that one helps you out if you get it. Speaking of bugs, I did want to shout out this new trick that Martoz has found, or looks like he found it from a guy called Tiggles XI, I believe it is, but this is a crazy new exploit where you can kind of do the phase edit jumping to rotate insanely quickly. If people can figure out how to do this consistently, and it looks like Martoz even made a guide on it, it's going to be pretty crazy, especially when, as you can see from the second clip, Martoz does it with glider redeploy, so you can do it from high ground as well. You don't just have to do it along the ground. If you can consistently do this with your teammate endgame, hammers are the least of our issues. You don't need a hammer. You can just instantly basically teleport to front side every time. You can just use a wall to block the momentum, and it looks like you don't take any fall damage as long as you do it properly, or better yet, if you have the low grab or glider redeploy, you're completely safe. This is going to be one of the most broken exploits if Fortnite can't fix it very, very soon. We've seen a bunch of crazy like phasing exploits and edit jump exploits out of players like Martoz, but a lot of them are just kind of being like little flexy things to put in a montage to kind of maybe finish someone a bit quicker, or, you know, get high ground, but there's a huge risk of going down to fall damage. This looks ridiculous. This is by far the best one I've seen. If you can master this, you're going to be ahead of the pack. Let's talk about the My Hero Academia update. This is the second major content update we've seen from Fortnite, including the Winterfest just this week. Along with it, the most notable change is the brand new Mythic, possibly the most strong Mythic we've ever seen, the Deku Smash. This is basically the Kamehameha, but I would argue potentially even worse, maybe. We'll see. Instead of doing a constant beam of damage that breaks anything and instantly kills you, now it's a giant ball of damage that you can't dodge, that breaks everything and instantly kills you. So this is the Deku Smash. As you can see here, you can find it all around the map by getting it in different airdrops. They are All Might themed airdrops, or you can go to different vending machines and purchase it as well. It has a few charges. You charge it up, which does leave you vulnerable. You can just beam people while they're charging it up. Without sniper rifles in the game like we had during the Kamehameha update though, it's going to be a lot harder if someone's using this on you to kill them before they get it off. But luckily, if you're carrying the hammer, you can just jump out of the way, and that would be my main tip. If you are playing pubs right now and you are versing this Mythic, just jump out of the way. Don't worry, this is not in competitive. Obviously, it would be absolutely disgusting in competitive. As part of the update, they also released 4 new skins. You can now play as Deku, All Might, Bakugo, or Ochako. If you're going to buy the skins, consider using code Aussie. I'd appreciate it a lot. I'm a giant weeb myself, as you can see from all the My Hero Academia trophies I have behind me. Also, there are some free cosmetics you guys can get for doing challenges, including what I think is a pretty clean back bling. There is also a hero training gym creative map where you can jump in now and play as one of 3 classes in head-to-head combat. It looks like a pretty cool map. It's obviously very My Hero Academia themed. Honestly, I think this is a pretty cool update. It's nothing super crazy. You'll jump in, you'll play around with the new Mythic. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get very annoyed versing the Mythic, but I like these content updates. 2 in 1 week, I can't complain. All right, guys, that does it for another video. If you enjoyed, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.